Hi, I'm Dan and I animated this.
Oh my god!
Find the person who made
Wait
this
a minute!
game.
This is
Somebody animated it.
I highly recommend you go watch the full thing, but yeah, it's extremely good.
Just like the title says, it took 4 years for me to finish the short animated project. But to be fair, I only spent my extra time to work on this one, and if we add up all the days, it'll sum to a total of 4 months more or less. Okay, let's start this story with me. An animator that feels really stuck, wasn't improving and confined within walls of limitations. I was working on Western type of projects for the longest time that I could remember. Nothing bad about that in general, please don't get me wrong. It's just, it feels very repetitive to a point where I'm lacking brain stimulation. I'll just pull tricks out of my head and everyone would seem to be impressed easily. I feel like the more I get overexposed or oversaturated in my routine, the more I'll get stuck in this box. I was burned out, frustrated. Animating became not as engaging as it was at the beginning. January 2021. When everyone seems to be going on their lives, an Australian animator by the name of Tom Barkle unleashed a groundbreaking fan animation that would raise the bar for the entire genre. It was magical, refreshing, first of its kind, or at least for me. Never I have seen a fan animation as professional looking as this before. It checks all the essential stages of 2D production pipeline, and to think that this was made by a single person really blows my mind. Overwhelmed with adrenaline, I knew instantly that I had to create my own version. No self-doubt, just pure joy and passion for animation, especially anime. It freed me from a decade of uncertainty, all sparked by that golden inspiration I'd been searching for all along. And with that, this fan animation was born. Without thinking too much, I made this crappy animatic with Inosuke, a hot-headed guy from Demon Slayer, as the very first shot of my fan animation. An animatic is basically like a rough draft of an animation. It's a storyboard come to life. Think of it as a preview of what the final animation would feel like, without all the polish, but packed with energy and potential. On top of that, I decided to level up the challenge by posting progress on my social media accounts, so people would see and demand to see more. It's like giving myself that extra push, knowing that they're watching. Honestly, having a little pressure may not be such a bad thing after all. Anyways, so I shared a screenshot of a frame I've been working on, but it didn't seem to spark much excitement or even get a second glance from people. So I added the next character with the hopes that it'll catch their attention. And before all this went down, there was always one guy I had in mind, Bakugo. With some free time on my hands, I went all in, grinded for a couple of weeks, added Bakugo to the mix, referenced hard to the source material, until finally I had this sick looking mini proof of concept. And man, even if it's not that much, people liked it. And to be honest, I'm more keen into seeing animator comments, because it kinda gives me a reason to believe that I can do this. After so many years, I finally shattered yet another limit. It hit me. I'm no longer just the one-trick animator I used to be. Don't get me wrong, I'll always cherish my Western roots. But that day, Sakuga Animation called to me with a force I couldn't ignore.
What would we do with a drunken sailor? What would we do with a drunken sailor? What would we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
By 2022, I managed to sneak in a few more shots that we in the industry like to call money shots. These are standout moments, visually stunning, high-impact frames designed to grab the audience's attention and leave a lasting impression. Inspired by modern-day animes, and of course, the GOAT Yutaka Nakamura, I choose to prioritize visual spectacle over intricate character animation or complex choreography. Main reason is I wanted to save the raw intensity of hand-to-hand combat for the climactic moment, making it all the more powerful when it hits. Fast forward a little bit, I left my decade-long studio career, embraced freelancing, and discovered anime-inspired projects. Then I landed at a studio that aligns with my goals, ready to push my limits, and that's how my 2022 wrapped up. After a year of freelancing and diving into industry gigs, I came back to this project, but only this time, I am fully equipped with techniques I don't have before. My lines flow smoother, got a better grasp on anatomy, and learned to use as much reference as I can. From as complex as BG animation, effects animation, camera angle, down to the simplest things like compositing filters, and even the text fonts. What hits me the hardest is realizing that this skill isn't just reserved for a lucky few, born with untouchable talent, or handed down like a gift on a silver platter. It's about the relentless passion and effort you pour into what you love, and above all, it's about having the right information, perfectly tailored to your journey, within your reach.
Sense again, you make me sick, but I still wonder who the fuck will love you like I do.
2024 threw some big curveballs my way, and I had to double down just to stay afloat, putting the fan animation on pause once again. The upside, I leveled up through other projects and brought all that growth back when I finally returned to it. I kept asking myself how I'd pull this off before the year ended, but deep down, I knew it had to happen. It is now or never. I worked like a madman, night and day. I pushed myself to find every possible shortcut, skipped some of the pipeline stages, merged different departments, and optimizing every step of the process. And then one day, it was done.
It's so fucking good. You should really go to his channel and finish it.
He has an online course. If you want to learn how to animate, go to this fucking guy. Holy shit. That was one of the best little fast fan animations I've seen, bro.